Hello, everyone. Michael Romick here. I wanted to talk to you about the importance of nutrition, but first, I wanted to talk to you about the 28-day Jumpstart Challenge. So, to access the guide and the recipes, you'll need to go to pgfit.com and then you'll click on the login button at the top of the page, and that'll redirect you to the membership site. And that's where you'll put in your username, which is going to be your email address, and your password, which is either a password you created or one that was auto-generated by the system. But once you're able to log in, you're going to click under programs, and then you'll go to the 28-day Jumpstart challenge. So this challenge includes measurements, movement, and meals made simple. And we're going to talk about the importance of nutrition. But first, I want to go over what's happening in our country. But in 2020, 75% of Americans were overweight, and this number is just increasing at an alarming rate. Um, Over a third of the adult population is obese, and obese really means that you're so overweight that you have a hard time even just functioning on a daily basis. But that number is rising at an alarming rate. But if you think about it, 75% of Americans are overweight, and we've got a huge epidemic going on our hands. And so it's really important that you focus on your health and fitness. And that's one of the reasons that we talk so much about the five fundamentals of health and fitness. The first one is nutrition. 60 to 80% of your results are going to be based on what you're putting into your body. The second one is going to be cardio. The third one is going to be supplementation. The fourth one is resistance training or weights. And then the fifth one is coaching or professional assistance. Now, today we're just going to be talking about nutrition, but it's important that you address every single fundamental because that's going to help you be successful in accomplishing your health and fitness goals long term. So, like I said, 60, 80% of results are going to be based on what you're putting into your body, but you also need to understand the importance of caloric intake versus caloric expenditure. So, that's how many calories you're uh, putting into your body versus how many calories you're burning. You want to understand the importance of balancing your macronutrients, and we'll talk about that in a second. You want to make sure you're timing your meals in order to stabilize your blood sugar, and then you want to make sure uh, you're you're eating every 3 to 4 hours to keep your energy levels high and to help with satiety or to help you feel full. So the first thing I want to talk about is why you should be or why you should be looking at calories. Now, um, there are approximately 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So if you take in 3,000 calories and you burn 3,000 calories, guess what? There's not going to be a change in your body mass. Now, that might be a good thing, especially if you're at a maintenance phase. But most people are actually taking in more calories than they're burning, and as a result, they're increasing their body mass. So in this example, if you take in 4,000 calories and you only burn 2,000 calories, well, that's a 2,000 calorie surplus. Of course, you're going to gain weight. Now, that could be a good thing if you're trying to gain muscle, but you don't want to take in a 2,000 calorie surplus, maybe upwards of 150 to 250 extra calories a day. Now, the goal for most of us that are trying to lose weight is to take in fewer calories than we're burning. And so in this case, if you're taking in uh, 2,000 calories, but you're burning 3,000 calories, that's 1,000 calorie deficit. And that is going to equate to about 2 pounds of weight loss in a given week. And that's ideally what we're trying to accomplish with the 28-day Jumpstart Challenge. The next thing that's important is to make sure you understand how to balance your macronutrients. Macro means large, nutrient means it's vital or essential to life, and there are three macronutrients. There are carbohydrates, protein, and fats or lipids. And ideally, you want to think about them in this order. Where is my protein? Where is my fat? And where is my carbohydrate? So at each meal, you should be thinking about eating uh, a serving of protein, which is going to be about the palm of your hand. You want to think about eating a good quality fat, which is going to be about the tip of your thumb. And then you want to think about eating a complex carbohydrate, which is basically going to be the size of your fist. So, why is it important to balance your macronutrients and to eat every 3 to 4 hours? Well, it's important to do that to stabilize your blood sugar. Your blood sugar, glycogen is a fancy word, or glucose is a fancy word for blood sugar or blood blood sugar that's stored in your muscles or liver, but it's really your body's primary source for fuel. And your blood sugar should be somewhere between 80 and 120 milligrams per deciliter. What happens is if you don't eat, if you skip a meal, your blood sugar is going to drop. And when your blood sugar drops, you're going to start burning muscle. As a defense mechanism, your body's going to hold on to the fat. Your energy levels are going to crash and the cravings are going to increase. And then typically, if when you eat your next meal, you're going to overeat or you're going to eat too many calories, then your blood sugar is going to spike and you're going to start storing fat. So the problem is that most people skip breakfast and maybe they have caffeine for breakfast, which is going to even lower your blood sugar more. And then you're burning muscle. Now, the next meal you eat is probably lunch, if you do eat lunch, but a lot of times at that point, people will overeat, and then they're in some sort of a caloric coma afterwards because they've eaten too many calories or they've eaten too many carbohydrates. Then your blood sugar spikes, and then you're storing fat, and it's just this vicious cycle that happens all day long. So it's important to make sure that you're eating small meals and you're eating more frequently. So ideally, you should be eating about 5 to 6 small meals and eating every 3 to 4 hours. When your blood sugar is stable, fat is released into the bloodstream, it's absorbed by the muscle, and it's used as energy. If you're not stabilizing your blood sugar, you're not going to be able to burn fat efficiently. So here are some principles to live by. You want to make sure you're eating every 3 to 4 hours, consume at least 5 to 6 small meals every day, combine a lean protein, a healthy fat, and a complex carbohydrate at each meal, drink at least 8 ounces of water with each meal. It's important to make sure that you're drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water every day. Never skip a meal, especially breakfast. So it's important to make sure that you're eating breakfast and in order to jumpstart your metabolism or your metabolic rate and keep that wheel spinning throughout the day. Make sure you're sticking to your portion sizes. So use your hand as a guide. And then it's so important to make sure you're preparing and planning your meals in advance. When we talk about these principles, most people understand what we're talking about. But the hardest part is preparing and planning your meals in advance. And that's one of the reasons that we formed a partnership with My Protein Grill. So My Protein Grill is a, a local company. They have two locations currently, which they're in the process of opening up a couple of more. But there's one here in Cyprus. But they offer prepackaged healthy meals. So you can go into the store, you could pick up one meal, you could actually pick up a couple meals for the week, or you could even go as far as doing their 21-day challenge where you're eating 5 meals. For 21 days, but they have a number of different options. If you mention that you're a member at PG Fit, if you tell them you're with PG Fit, they'll give you a 15% discount. So we're really excited about this partnership. And one of our goals is to make sure that we're giving you all the tools and resources you need to be successful. And this is just another resource that you can use um, if you don't have time to prepare and plan all of your meals in advance. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us in the gym, but there are different ways you can stay connected with us. You can text 5 fundamentals to 33444 to receive all the information that we just talked about. We'll even send you another meal plan, our nutrition workbook that you can go through. We'll also talk to you about all the 5 fundamentals. You can also join our weekly newsletter by going to pgfit.com and putting in your information. And then we also like to send out text messages at least a couple of times a week where you'll get a lot of useful information and fitness tips. And you can text 832-734-8271 and say, I want in, and we'll make sure that you get on the list so that you're receiving those text messages weekly. So I hope you found this information to be beneficial. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you so much. Bye.